Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and as you can see, I don't look in my best state at the moment, and my living room is an absolute tip at the moment. Apologies for that, but I'm starting to get the who gives a flying ferrets F piece when it comes to things like that. I've got up, as in out of bed, but I've not finished getting up, if you get what I mean. As I say, I've been up out of bed since about since around 9ish, just before 9, but I've not actually got myself ready and together yet. Been a lot of major stress fest today regarding money, but it's always regarding money, isn't it? Money is the root of all stress when you're living alone, running your own place. I recently switched. Apologies. My hair is absolutely terrible at the moment because it's not been brushed yet, or washed. Recently switched gas suppliers. Basically from Empower to Eon, as I say. Eon, who I recommend a hell of a lot more, as I say, because they seem to have their act together more, as I say. I trust them. Also, Dad's with them, as I say, so, I know they're decent. Empower, however, they're like the talk of energy suppliers. Absolutely terrible. I mean, look at this, okay? Right, when you're set up on a prepayment account, prepayment meter. Now, prepayment surely is supposed to be to make your payments more manageable and to avoid you, almost prevent you from getting into debt. However, you go prepayment with effing Empower, and yes, I'm going to name and shame. This is my YouTube account. I couldn't care less. This is my vlog. When you, apologies by the way for the absolutely awful Lee jumper. This is like not something I would actually go out in. But where was I? I'll get there in the end. Where was I? Basically, Empower's idea of prepayment is, let's rob every last penny we can from you and make it easier for you to get into debt. You'd figure prepayment, kind of like a prepayment pay and go phone. Top up when you want supply, when you can afford it. When you can't afford it, you don't top up, and that's absolutely fine. You're not receiving a supply, you're not being charged anything. Right? Wrong. In the case of Empower, they have the annoying, pathetic, I could give curse words all day, standing charge. Now, for a second, what is standing charge? Now, if you have meters swapped out nowadays, normally, you have to pay to have that meter installed. So what is the standing charge? You renting the meter? No, because when you have a new meter installed, you buy that meter. Not to mention, that meter was there, part of the property. It was not something I elected to have. It was part of the property before I even moved in. What is it then? What is the standing charge? You have to pay a flat rate just to have a prepayment account, just to have an account open with them, and just have to have the opportunity to possibly have energy supplied by them. If you can't afford to top up at one point, day by day, that meter is still being charged, and if it's no credit on it, it will build up arrears of 30 something pence or 60 something pence a day. I don't know, it's got up and down, standing charge, just for the meter standing there, just for the account existing, even if you're not using the supply. Eon doesn't do this. Who I've switched to now, they don't have a standing charge. Yeah, their initial rates, their first rates for energy usage is a little bit more costly, but then eventually it goes down. But you're only paying for what you use. So if you cannot afford to top up, you have no credit on the meter, you're not using any energy, you've nothing to pay for. You don't build up arrears. It'll be almost impossible to build up arrears with a prepayment account with someone like Ian, because they have their head on their shoulders. Whereas, pardon my French, Empower, they want to take standing charge from you. Anyway, I digress. So, this is probably going to be a long vlog because I just realised it's a long one I've got. But anyway, so what had happened with these is I moved out here on my own around March of 2008. It is now the end of January of 2012, so it's been nearly 4 years. When I first moved out, I just set up with the supplier that whoever was last in there was previously with, or whatever, or the supplier that was recommended to me. I didn't know much about this stuff at the time. Pretty clueless, first time living alone, I didn't really know all that much. I probably wasn't really all that ready for it. As I say, got set up with my suppliers and stuff. I was able to keep on top of the electric. Well, I had no choice anyway, because the electric was the most important thing. Gas, I could live without it, not comfortably, but I could live without it. Electric, I can't live without my electric supply. So, both for prepayment at first, and I'll try and keep on top of the electric one. Eventually, I switched to tariff to an always-on tariff. I had an always-on meter fitted. At the time, it didn't cost me. I'm not sure why it didn't cost me, because I'm a council tenant, or because the meter, I think it was something to do with at the time, because the meter was already part of the property when I moved in. So I had the opportunity to switch meter once for free. But, and then I managed to keep on top of that and stuff, and then I eventually switched supply with that, and that's fine. But the gas, I couldn't afford to keep topping it up all the time, as I say, so I didn't top it up. Because I didn't top it up, because of their ridiculous standing charge, it built up gradual arrears until it already started to get out of control for me. An amount that I couldn't afford. I was on even less income at the time as well, so I really couldn't afford it. It just spiraled and went out of control. Before I knew it, a couple of years later or whatever, the meter was over £400 in arrears. This was not from energy that I'd been using. This was from the meter just standing there, from the account existing, not from usage. And even the bills and the records and stuff, I've used nothing. Now, eventually, after much debate, much argument and stuff, I called them up. Basically, they informed me, send them evidence of when I had my meter cap, because I had my meter cap, so the guys, subcontractors, or whatever, who do the annual safety checks and stuff, didn't have to do much because the meter was capped, as I say, so they didn't have to really keep checking. I had the meter capped, I think it was back in 08, it was probably back at the end of 08, or it might have been around the end of 09, it was one or the other. Either way, they said send evidence of that, and that should be able to, reduce your arrears, reduce your debt substantially from 400 to like 100 or something, pretty much. And I did that, and then basically that reduced it apparently to about £150. Actually, I think it was £140. Okay, £140, right? Way better, way more manageable, as I say, to pay off gradually than £400 on. As I say, £140. Not too bad. As I say, reasonable enough. Still a little unfair, but reasonable enough. I'd accept it. Up until when I had my meter capped, and there was evidence that there was no supply going into the place then. They were not supplying me with any energy during that period. As I say, so that was fair enough. However, contacted them again or whatever, or something else, and they were coming at me for the full 400 odd again, or something like that. And all they'd done with the is they'd cancelled my account, as I say, and all they'd done is they'd just closed my gas account and kept the arrears there or whatever, as though a new person had been living there from that day. And that's not what I wanted. Discussed it with them. They said, "Oh no, I'm gonna have to pay the full amount or whatever," as I say. But then basically I you know, kind of got rather angry with them and, you know, said, well, look, I've been told this. I don't appreciate being messed about. As I say, and eventually the person I was talking to looked back at, listened to all the call history and stuff, talked to the manager or whatever, and then eventually they said, well, it's not normal, but we understand you've been messed about. We'll honour that agreement. You'll only have to pay the £140, whatever it was. Great. Fantastic. That was great. That meant I could switch my supplier because I wasn't over the 150 threshold, and it would be a lot easier to manage to pay off. Since switching, since paying off a little of that amount, I've basically, since paying off a little of that amount through prepayment and stuff before switching over, and now switched over, my prepayment is with Eon. They've sent me a letter basically asking for £400 again. So all them phone calls, all that sorting it out, apparently has been for absolutely nothing, and they still think that I owe them £400 odd. Which means more stressing, more hours after hours calling them several times, you know, messing about with them, looking back at previous calls and stuff, you know, fighting to try and sort this out. Now this is like stress beyond what I can handle at the moment because I have a lot more going on, you know, and stuff, and I have a bad toe that I have to sort out, and I have other things I have to sort out, as I say. So I'm going to try and get a little aid with this, you know, with actually calling up again, and I'm just going to leave it until I can get aid, you know, someone help me out talking to him this time, as I say, because, you know, I'm starting to think I need backup, and I need someone to witness my conversations with them, you know, a third party to witness my conversations with them as evidence. They've said this to me, you know, this is what happened. You know, I'm not paying the £400 or whatever. They've already said twice I don't have to pay it, as I say. They've told me £140 is all I have to pay off. So, you know, they can take that £400 and shove it up their arse, pardon my French. You know, I'm not paying that. I can't afford to. I've explained everything. I've even given them evidence that my meter was capped during that long period. So, I mean, fair enough. I still think it's unfair, but, you know, fair enough how it's set that I have to pay, you know, the debt, you know, the arrears for standing charge up to when I had the meter capped. But after the meter was capped, there's the evidence that no supply was being used. So what the hell am I paying for? What am I paying for? For having an account existing? That's no cost to them. They're not supplying me anything. They're not losing any profit. You know, I'm on a prepayment, for God's sake. It's supposed to make payments more manageable, not get you into more bloody debt than you could possibly imagine. You know, and basically, you know, pay, you know, more than several years worth of usage. You know, I mean, several quarters, probably a couple of years of my electric usage, and I use way more electric than I've used gas as well, wouldn't even come to that amount. And that is just standing charge. That is just charging you for nothing. How ridiculous. So, needless to say, I'm extremely stressed today after receiving that letter. I am really peeved, as I say, and I'm just thinking, F it at the moment. You know, I'm not equipped to deal with this right now. As I say, I've got too much on my plate. You know, after the weekend, you know, next week at some point, maybe I'll look at it again and I'll try and get a little bit of help as well this time because, you know, I've realised now that, you know, I can't be dealing with it again and going through the same palaver all over again, and I know that if they try and tell me again that I'm meant to be paying over £400 or whatever, I'm probably going to go off at them. So I need a third party there as backup because I just don't have the patience for it anymore. Seriously, I'm like stressed beyond belief, and I'm just trying to do nothing today other than what I absolutely have to do. Unwind, forget about this letter for now, pretend it doesn't exist, and then deal with it after the weekend at some point later when I can get some backup. As for other things, my videos are still probably going to continue as they are. That video series that I was going to be doing online, because that takes a bit more work, you know, and a bit more thought and stuff. I'm probably, and it's a little less enjoyable than, you know, some of the other stuff. That's probably still going to be on hold. My my Faxanadu LP, I'll still be working on that. As I say, I might not be daily. It might end up being weekly, or, you know, or whatever. It will just be when I feel like, you know, getting another episode done, and when I feel like doing it again. As I say. So it might be a little infrequent, but don't worry, I've not forgotten about that. That's not going to be left. I don't want, again, disclaimer, I don't want any comments about, oh, your place is a tip, any kind of trolling or anything of that sort. As I say, I don't want any insults. Yeah, my place is a tip at the moment. I acknowledge that. As I say, it's going to be cleared up at some point. As I say, it's my place, you don't have to live here, so you don't have to complain. If you don't like looking at the place, as I say, if you don't like looking at my ugly, you know, undressed, unclean mug, then that's absolutely fine. You don't have to look. No one's forcing you to watch the video. I don't want a spam of dislikes as well. I mean, to be honest, if you ask me, I mean, the flame board should be there, yeah, for inappropriate videos, but people shouldn't abuse that, but I don't believe videos should have a dislike button. If someone doesn't like it, don't watch it. You're not being forced to watch it. If you do like it, that's great. If you don't like it, just don't watch it and move on, and just don't click anything. That's fine. So that's my little disclaimer, because I do get fed up when I get comments like that, and I get people, you know, saying, well, you know, if you've got a problem, then F off somewhere else, you know. No, I'm not forcing you to watch this. I'm just making these videos when I feel like making them for myself. You know, someone watches them, great. You know, it's nice that someone has an interest in my life, or it's nice that, you know, someone, you know, likes seeing my LPs, or it's nice that someone likes to see some of my software guides, or, you know, OS reviews, or app reviews, or whatever else. You know, that's great. If not, I'm not forcing you. Anyway, this video has been nearly 20 minutes long now. It was mostly just a vlog and, you know, a little update on things, you know, and just basically giving a rant, as I say. So I'll probably title this Rantvlog or something, put the date of today. Still waiting for the surgery on my toe as well. Well, they do up, as I say. I thought they had to remove the entire nail, but apparently it's only going to be part of the nail, but it's still not going to be the most pleasant experience. I've been to the podiatrist, the podiatry clinic, or whatever once so far, but apparently I need to set up a new appointment, and apparently before then I need to actually get, you know, the doctor to, you know, prescribe me, you know, antibiotics in the meantime as well. I've been given guides on how to deal with my toe and how to, like, you know, take care of it, you know, and try to keep it clean in the meantime, as I say. So I've still got that lovely thing to worry about as well, on top of my usual everyday life things. But anyway, I'll stop whining to you guys. I'm sure you have enough, pardon my French, enough crap in your own lives as well. You know, thanks for sitting, watching, and, you know, putting up with my rant. I'll catch you guys next time. Yeah. I ain't gonna do a proper sign off here, because this is just a, you know, custom vlog, you know. So see you next time. You know, next video will probably be part 3, episode 3 of my Faxanadu LP. And hopefully the next time I give a proper video vlog like this, you know, the place will be a little cleaner, and hopefully my hair will be brushed and I'll actually be dressed. I don't do these face-to-face vlogs too often for reasons like that, as I say. But, you know, today I just didn't care. Just thought, yeah, well, yeah. So anyway, guys, I'll see you soon. Goodbye.